If I had to choose one food that I think every person should have in their pantry, shelf stable for up to 25 years, it would be this. Let's go check out and I'll show you how I prep these for the freeze dryer. My medium-sized freeze dryer can handle 5 dozen eggs, so that's why when I do this, I like to just buy the big 5 dozen pack, and I can split this evenly between my 4 trays. If you have the 5 tray size medium, then you could easily do this and maybe even a little bit more. This would be even better if you had your own chickens. Sometimes people just have so many chicken eggs that you can't go through them fast enough. So freeze drying is the perfect solution if you have an overabundance of chicken eggs. That will hopefully be in my future one day. We just need this heat to calm down so we can start working on building a chicken coop. But you know, we're gonna get there. Just gotta be a little patient. The first thing I'm gonna do is crack all of my eggs just into a large bowl. This is gonna take a wee bit of time. If my kids were here, this would be a great project for my kids to do. They're at school. Here is my large bowl of 5 dozen cracked eggs. The quickest way for me to blend these up together is to use an immersion blender. I love having this thing. I will link this one. I just got it off of Amazon and it has worked great. It's a Hamilton Beach brand and it just has different attachments that you can use for it. I don't know, there's probably fancier ones, but this one has worked great and it's gonna whip up these eggs super fast. Before I forget, I am going to get my freeze dryer cooling down right now, because I've already powered it on. I've turned down my air conditioner out in my freeze drying studio. Crossing our fingers, it still works for this run. If you missed it, my air conditioner has a leak that, I don't know, the AC company said is in a place where it can't be fixed, and so it just needs to be replaced, possibly, but that it'll keep running until all the juice runs out. So I'm hoping it's gonna last for a couple of days while we do this freeze dryer run. All right, so I opened the Harvest-Right app to connect it to my freeze dryer. Still says attempting to connect. So either there's a problem out there and it's not powered on, or just my Wi-Fi is not being strong right now. Let's head out there and see what's going on. I have great news. My freeze dryer is A-okay. It just was having a bad Wi-Fi signal, I guess. Air conditioner is working. So we are good to go. When I am dealing with liquid foods like this, I like to pour it into my trays inside of the machine so that I am not having to carry imbalanced liquidy trays that could spill, and I can just do it right in the machine. If I was pre-freezing, which is ideal, you can do this in your freezer. Pour it into a tray, put a lid on it, do the next tray, put a lid on it, and have them stacked up. So that way you don't have any spills. It works great, but today we are just doing it all in the freeze dryer, so let's get it cooling down. Going into custom, -10 freeze, extra freeze time. I'm gonna do an extra 2 hours. Dry temp is 120, and I hit start. Well, it is bright out here. If you're wondering why I randomly decided to do eggs, when I unpacked all of my freeze-dried food, I did not have any of my egg powder. I know I used a lot of it when I was in Alaska, and I don't know if my few jars that I had left got left behind. If I got rid of them, I honestly can't remember, but I know that I don't have any egg powder in my pantry right now. And as I said, I feel like I can't live without it, so that's why we are restocking today. Can you hear the ringing of the cicada bugs? They're quite annoying. Speaking of spilling, I'm trying not to spill this bowl of eggs as I walk to my freeze dryer room. Let's see if we can do this. Do we think we can? This is a bad idea. My hair is getting in the eggs. Okay, wow. Let's try that again. While I'm walking and babysitting these eggs, I wanted you to know Harvest-Right has given my viewers a $100 off discount code for the entire month of August. I think I've only had a discount code with Harvest Right one other time. So this is a rare opportunity to get extra savings on freeze dryers this month. So if you are overflowing with chicken eggs or with garden produce and you're ready to get a freeze dryer, check the link in my video description down below. That will take you to Harvest Right. Use code BROOKE100. I will have it in the description, all the info you need, and you'll get an extra $100 off on top of the sale price that they have right now. And look at that. We did it without spilling. And now I'm sweaty and I officially need to hurry because I gotta go pick up my kids from school. So let's get these loaded up. I'm going to just give everything a big stir. And first, load up my freeze dryer with my trays. I grabbed myself a pitcher just so that I could more easily pour it into the tray than from this big bowl. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'll do about half. And then I'll bring you up close for this pouring part. All right, so I'm starting with my low tray. Trying to keep it as flat as possible. I'm gonna fill it until it's about 1/4 of an inch from the rim. Slide it in slowly and then pull out my next tray. I feel like I could add a little bit more to this one. We did it. Close drain valve. Hit continue. And we are good to go. With plenty of time for me to get out of the house and go get my kids. You guys, the car line at my kids' school is so long, it's annoying. It's like literally making me consider homeschooling my children, which honestly used to be something that I'm like, I would never do that. But I have met more and more people who choose to homeschool and they absolutely love it. And I don't know, my mind has been opened. If you have any thoughts about that, let me know. I would love any advice or input that y'all might have. This thing has been running for 2 full days. We're at the 51-hour mark. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna show you how we turn these eggs into a beautiful powder. Here is how our beautiful eggs look. I mean, they are perfectly dry. Look at this texture. It really is so crazy. Like, it's kind of fun to just play with. I am going to pull out my favorite freeze drying accessory, which is my food funnel that comes from Freeze Drying Supplies. I'll have it linked down below if you need to get yourself one of these. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I brought my blender out here to my freeze drying studio so that I could get it all packaged up without having to bring everything into my kitchen. So I am going to just pour my eggs directly into my blender and then we will blend it up to powder it down. Okay, so 2 trays fit nicely into this jar of mine. So this one I am going to vacuum seal, and this is what I'm gonna keep in my kitchen for just when I want to use powdered eggs. I have it with my other jarred freeze-dried food and just easily accessible to me. The next 2 trays, I'm gonna get in a Mylar bag and I will just have that in my long-term food storage area, which all is just in my kitchen, easily accessible. But that's just how we'll separate the 2, since I don't have any jars. And here is batch number 2. What's nice about the food funnel is you could set jars under here or bags, which makes it so easy for packaging up the freeze-dried food. You know what? I'm gonna write on my bag before I fill it. I need to get a Sharpie out here. Right now I just have a pen. I'm just gonna write eggs and the date. And I'll cover this in Sharpie when I go inside. I may need to lift this. Okay, yeah, I need to raise this higher. Stick that under. And here we go. Toss in a few oxygen absorbers. Close up my bag. And then we will just heat seal the top. Over here. I really do mean it when I say that if I had to pick one food to have freeze-dried in my food supply, it would be eggs. You can do so much with this. It's a complete food all on its own. And then you could also use it for baking, for recipes, for breads, for all kinds of things. It's just, I think, the most useful. The ratio of egg powder to a regular egg is 2 tablespoons of egg powder and 2 tablespoons of water. Gets you 1 egg on average. So if you're making eggs, you just add however many tablespoons you want for the amount of eggs that you want. Add the water, stir it up first, make sure it's all rehydrated, and then just cook it in the pan and you got scrambled eggs. If you're gonna put this in a recipe, you just add 2 tablespoons of powder and 2 tablespoons of water for 1 egg, however many eggs that it calls for. And it literally is perfect for baked goods. So, kind of amazing. Let me know if you have another food that would be your top priority if you could only have one freeze-dried food. Because I mean, there are just so many good ones, but this was fun. Tomorrow in the morning, I get to go to that farmer's market where I get a giant produce box of food for like only $16. So in my next video, I'm gonna be showing what I get in that farmer's market and what I'm gonna do with it, because I know I'm gonna have to freeze dry a bunch of stuff. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed, give this video a thumbs up. And remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye friends.